thirsty right now. Right now I'm thirsty. Am I going to drink this coconut oil right here? I'm going to drink this coconut oil because I'm thirsty? Or am I going to drink this hydrated water? Which one are you going to drink? You thirsty. You going to drink this coconut oil? This is what you think. When you get thirsty, you reach for coconut oil. You only reach for water? Welcome back to my channel. If you're an oldie but goodie, welcome back. If you're brand new, welcome. I am so glad to have you all here today, and we're going to talk about how we are going to keep our hair hydrated and happy. So let's first make sure that we understand when we're talking about moisturizing our hair, we're talking about just making it less dry. That's it. We just want to make it less dry. But before we get into all the wonderful natural things I have for you all, and a product or two, I want to just talk about, we're going to get a little sciencey here, and I want to talk about our coils and kind of maybe a makeup of them. I'm not going to go in deep into detail about a makeup of them. I'm just going to kind of give a surface, a surface information. So the strands of our hair, they're held together by strong chemical bonds. These strong chemical bonds are called disulfide bonds. And while the coiling of the individual molecules is maintained by weaker hydrogen bonds. So we have the disulfide bond and we have the coil of the individual molecule, which is maintained by a weaker hydrogen bonds. The disulfide bonds can only be broken with heat. So when people are heat training their hair, they're actually breaking those disulfide bonds. That's why their hair goes straight and it doesn't go back curly. But the hydrogen bonds, on the other hand, those bonds are actually affected by water. When the water in these bonds evaporates, this is when our hair actually gets dry. So our hair gets dry when that water evaporates. And so that you must put water back into the hair to keep the strand hydrated again. And this is why, in my humble opinion, oil cannot hydrate your hair. It cannot hydrate your hair. It cannot provide the moisture that your hair needs. Now I know some people are going to come on here and be like, well, I put coconut oil on my head every day and my hair is moisturized. Maybe you put it on your hair when it is wet. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking that you put coconut on bone dry hair that's dry and brittle, and then your dry and brittle hair turns into moisturized hair. I'm not really thinking that happens, but I'm not in your house with you. I'm not in your house with you while you're washing your hair, so I don't really know. However, I did want to give you all a visual for my visual learners. I wanted to do a visual for you all. So what I have here is I have a Brillo pad. So I just have a Brillo pad here, and this Brillo pad is, in fact, let me bring y'all a little closer while we do this. We are really close, guys. So what I have here is I have this Brillo pad. This Brillo pad right here, it is not wet, okay? So it's dry and not like our hair. I don't know if you can see it flakes. It's flaky, stuff is coming off of it, it's dry. So when I try to rip this Brillo pad, it's pretty easy for me to rip. Right? Okay, so that's the Brillo pad. Now, I'm going to take the same brand, same kind of Brillo pad, and here's the Brillo pad here, and I am going to add oil to it. I'm going to add some coconut oil to it. So we're going to add some coconut oil to it. Warm it up in my hand, rub it in. I'm rubbing in the coconut oil, you all. Rubbing it in. And then we're going to take this Brillo pad and we're going to see, is this Brillo pad moisturized now? Does this Brillo pad have moisture in it now that I've added the coconut oil in it? I wonder if it's going to rip the same. I wonder, if it's just as easy to rip and I still have white stuff coming out. So that Brillo pad did not seem like it was moisturized. Let's take another Brillo pad here. We have another Brillo pad. And now for this Brillo pad, I'm going to add water to it. So we're going to add water to the Brillo pad. And the Brillo pad is doing exactly what your hair does. When it gets water, it's starting to swell up. It's starting to take that water in. That's exactly what this Brillo pad is doing right now. So we have some water in here. And I'm going to try to rip this Brillo pad again. Now I will let you know that this is harder. You can see the water dripping out. This is actually harder for me to rip. Why is it harder for me to rip? Because the water is helping to bind that Brillo pad together. It's moisturized. Now, let's do something else to show how, well, let's talk about something else. So we talk about how we would add water, and we talk about the way that we moisturize our hair. A lot of times we do a water, we do something water-based, we may do a cream and then an oil. And I want to talk about what we're doing when we do that. So you have this same, I'm using the same Brillo pad, guys. I'm tired of wasting my Brillo pads. I'm using the same Brillo pad. And what you're doing when you have added water to, you've added water to your hair, like to this Brillo pad, is you're moisturizing it. Then you come back with your cream or your oil, depending on what you do. You come back with your cream or your oil, and that's like putting plastic wrap around it, because we're trying to keep the water from evaporating. Then you come back with maybe your butter or whatever you wrap it, you know, whatever you do last, butter or oil, and that would be the equivalent of putting it in a Ziploc bag and sealing it, because we are trying to seal the moisture in. Okay, so here is my question. If I take this Brillo pad that I added coconut oil to, right? I add the coconut oil to this Brillo pad. I take it and I seal it, or I try to lock in that coconut oil, quote unquote, moisturizer, and then I seal it in the bag. If I put this bag and this bag in heat or in the microwave or something, which one do you think will have condensation on the inside? You think this one with the coconut oil is going to have condensation? You think this is going to have condensation? I don't think so. This one is, because it has moisture in it. This one has no moisture. It just has coconut oil. This one has moisture, so you'll see condensation. And that, to me, I mean, I don't know how else to say it. To me, that's why you can't moisturize. You just can't moisturize. I had to wipe the water off my table, y'all. You just can't moisturize with oil. I mean, come on, y'all. Like, I'm thirsty right now. Right now, I'm thirsty. Am I going to drink this coconut oil right here? I'm going to drink this coconut oil because I'm thirsty? Or am I going to drink this hydrated water? Which one are you going to drink? You thirsty. You going to drink this coconut oil? This is what you think. When you get thirsty, you reach for coconut oil. You don't reach for water?